Hey everybody, it's Sergio with the RideShare Guy. Welcome to another edition or episode of Behind the Wheel, our popular weekly series with veteran drivers. And today I'm joined by my special guest. I call him special guest because he is the OG of the RideShare Guy. He's probably the most popular. He's probably the most popular contributor that we have, and he puts out great stuff, great advice, and he's been doing it for a long time. But besides that, he's been a driver for, what is it, 8 years now, Jay?
Yes, I started in December of 2015.
All right, so he's seen the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to talk all about that, and he's about to hit 30,000 trips. Now, that takes, he's probably got a lot of stories, but we're not going to get into that. We're going to talk mostly about his experiences, the evolution of rideshare, and all the stuff that our channel is about, basically informing, educating, and sometimes entertaining. And hopefully we'll do all three today. So with all that said, Jay, I don't think you need an introduction, but go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, I am Jay. Yeah, let's by way of background. The way I got involved with all this, I don't know if you know this, Sergio. I was in Bali. With this beautiful companion of mine named Kim. Okay. And we were in a hotel, and we'd both gotten really sunburned. And I was looking at my computer, and this rideshare guy kept coming up, and I was like, I could write. I'm a writer. I could write. So I reached out to Harry, and I said, do you need someone to write? And he said, well, how many could you write a month? And I said, I don't know, like one or two. He said, no, it's not enough. I need someone who's really committed. So time goes by, and then I see, I'm starting to see this YouTube channel with all these videos, and I said, hey, remember me? I could do an article and a video, and I could do like two a month. And he goes, okay. And that's how we got started.
And look where you are now. Look where you are now, pumping up articles and videos for the God knows how many years now. And, our story is similar, my getting to the RSG, but you are the OG. You really are. I think out of all of us left, I think you are it. Maybe Gabe after you, and then me. And we're still here,
Gabe,
man.
Gabe was around when I started. Yeah. And I was actually, I don't know if you know this, I was Harry's sales manager for about a year. So I was contacting prospects about advertising on the RideShare Guy, and we did a lot of business with the law firm that handled my lawsuit.
But so it's 2015, right? And
yes.
I know you had a rental. I think you had a Prius, right? And
I had a Prius,
Yeah, I remember those articles, which I used to heckle you on.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Sergio and I did not have a good coming together. Every time I wrote something, this guy who I came to detest, named Sergio, would get on there and he'd say, "You're a frickin' ant. You're an ant." All he said was, "You're an ant," and you're just poking holes in whatever it was that I did. I mean, when I wrote the article, anytime I wrote an article, I was expecting the first commenter to be this guy named Sergio, and then I see Sergio starting to contribute here, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're going to be friends after all. But that was how we got hooked up the first time. Yeah, you were very active in the comment section of articles.
First Amendment, man.
Freedom of speech. That's right.
That's right. Any dumb shit can say anything they want. But
on my day trading video I made yesterday, this guy gets on, he goes, "You have the emotional maturity of a 15-year-old teenager." I was like, some days are like that when you're trading.
You must be doing something good, because if it's all love, it's no good. If it's all hate, it's no good. But you must be doing something right. You got to have a balance. But no, let's talk a little bit about your early days of rideshare driving, right? You have a rental car, and you pretty much were killing it. I mean, I saw your numbers. I mean, look, I called you the names because it was what you were. And I know we're going to talk about the change of mind that you had over the last maybe a year or so. And we're always welcoming new members to the CPU, Cherry Pickers United. So
Well,
And
you
yeah,
know what?
let's talk a little bit about
In
the
the
early days, easy money days.
in the beginning, when I was first driving, you didn't have to be too selective because every ride had a certain rate. You knew the miles and you knew the minutes,
Yeah.
and it was published. So you just wanted to kind of assess. Plus, we didn't even know where we were going till the first passenger got in the car,
Yeah.
and we hit go. So it was you couldn't be too selective. They didn't even have destination filters back then. So at the end of your shift, you're hoping to get a ride getting you close to home, but it could take you to an hour the other way.
Yeah.
So it was quite a bit different. The rental car was brilliant. It was 147 a week, and that included insurance,
Wow.
and unlimited miles.
Wow.
So I had that for three years, and it got 50 miles a gallon. It was fantastic. Now the rates I see are like $100 more per week to get a rental car.
So you're in your car accepting everything, right? Quests are super high. It doesn't matter really to cherry pick or not. And you had a goal. Did you have a goal when you got out every day or every week? Did you have goals, weekly earning goals?
Yeah, well, I was pretty much like a $300 a day was kind of my daily goal.
Okay.
And at least 2,000, 2,000 a week.
Yeah.
So I typically was working like 6 days a week. Yeah. And then I would crush it for 3-4 months, and then I would go take a trip, and you could do that. I would start at like 5 a.m, and I'd usually be done by like 1 or 2 p.m. Some days I would drive a lot longer than that, especially I remember one week I was going for $3,000, and I drove a lot that week. But typically my goal was about 2,000 a week, and that was it. It was great. Yeah, we had multiple.
The flexibility is obviously something you loved, right? And you turn it on and off whenever you want. Take a day off. Do other things in the afternoon once you're finished. I mean, these are all the good things, right?
Yeah, and you get paid. You get paid at the end of the day. The money's in your bank account, no questions asked. There's no waiting for checks to clear. I've had businesses, and it's just they made it really, really great. And it's not that great, frankly, now as it was then. Yeah. It's completely different. There's still opportunities to do well. Yeah. I haven't driven in San Francisco since before the pandemic, so I don't know what it's like in the city anymore. But it's changed quite a bit.
So you did bulk of those 30,000 trips the first 3-4 years, I'm assuming, right? And then obviously the pandemic hit. Yeah. I don't think you drove during the pandemic, right? And and then you went overseas. You had a little break from all this rat race. Yeah. And then you came back, and you're still contributing. And let's talk a little bit about after the pandemic driving day. So obviously you got in the car. You have your Honda hybrid, which I know. Great car, obviously, for rideshare. But what did you see right away? Like, I bet you saw a huge difference from your first 3-4 years of driving versus what was presented to you, right? When you started driving again, picked up driving again.
Well, I mean, when I started driving after the pandemic, it was in Sacramento. So not only had the environment changed, but the actual city I was driving in changed also. So there just aren't as many people who wanted rides in Sacramento. So the demand wasn't as high. And I think that's where I realized I had to really get more creative about how I was doing this in order to, make money that made it worthwhile to drive. So, I've written about how I kind of set $30 an hour as my minimum to make it worthwhile, right? Yeah. Just for my time. And and for the most part, over the last year, I've been able to do that. But I've had to work early in the mornings on Saturday and Sundays, and I've really had to focus on the bonuses, and I've had to become a better communicator with my passengers to get more tips. I'm sure I've gotten much better at tips as a result of driving after the pandemic than before. Before I could just pretty much count on, anting it through to get the money I wanted to make. But now, tips got to be like 15 to 20% of my revenue to hit my goals.
Right. And obviously, I don't know when it came to Sacramento, but the good old upfront fares showed up about a year and a half ago nationwide, right? And so, I mean, obviously we know the difference. One is time and distance. The other one has no rhyme or reason what you get paid for whatever trip, right? So we talk about this on Show Me the Money all the time. But so you tell me, what are your impressions of this, of upfront fares?
Can I show it to you graphically?
Like those demonetizations.
Yeah. I mean, it's bullshit. That's how I feel about it. We're not all getting paid equally, right? Yeah. It's kind of like a discrimination, really, that they're taking all these different factors and they're offering different people different rates based on some, I think you said like 80 factors that go into determining that. And the fact that I can take a ride that'll pay me $10 an hour, and I can take another ride that'll pay me $50 an hour. It's just, I vehemently don't like it. That every time I get the ping, I've got to do this mental math, to calculate, is this the right ride or not? And I've got like 5 seconds to do it before I lose the ride. It's like we're like these rats in a cage, we're on this wheel, and they give us a little bit of liquid, and we're like, is it good? Is it good? Should I drink more? Oh no, let that one go. It's like,
well, I call it the ultimate casino, right? It's the ultimate gamification and gamification. And, right when you're about to quit, they'll give you a little bit of a sugar, right? And then, they'll give you that cherry at the casino right when you're about to quit the slot machine.
I love digital. I love what happens here on my new iPhone 15 Pro. I love my screens when I'm doing the day trading. I just love the fact that we can do so much, with the technology. But this is a case where it's gone, in my opinion, too far. I understand it. I'm not an idiot. We understand Uber and Lyft really aren't making money, and they got to figure out ways that they can keep trimming the expenses and try and get profitable. And the best way they can do that is to cut how much they pay the drivers, and they're doing a decent job of it. So it's up, and then it comes back to, it's up to us if we want to do it. We don't have to play the game. But it is pretty freaking sneaky that we all got lured in with this great system 5 years ago, and then it just slowly gets whittled. So we did get kind of addicted to it. And it is like an addiction. When I was driving over the last year, I realized, I feel very alive when I'm driving, and I love the conversations with some of the passengers. Not all, some are, smell like old feet, but many of the passengers are pretty awesome. And, you take them to the airport and they're off doing something in the world, and you have this great conversation, or you take somebody to dialysis and you can like really, have an experience with that. Or I would take a lot of immigrant women to work at healthcare facilities and talking to them in Spanish. And, you just have these moments. You watch the sunrise. These are all wonderful things, very life-affirming things. And it's not something that's easily given up, even if the pay has, been reduced. So that's the thing, you learn to love it. So you put up with the challenges, until you say, that's it, I'm done. Which as I've told you, I'm very close to that, because I haven't driven in about 3-4 months. I am committed to get back and get to my 30,000.
They're going to give you a gold watch. I heard Uber's going to give you a gold watch.
No, I think Uber will be happy when I'm not,
give you the gold middle
not
finger.
Their driver anymore.
They're going to give you the gold middle finger, Jay. That's what they're going to do.
Yes, exactly. They're going to give me the golden handcuffs. There you go. That's for all the articles. That's for all the articles and videos you made where you're calling us a piece of shit. That's what that's for.
But hey, look, listen, obviously when you hit it hard the first 3-4 years, you had a plan B, which I know what they are, but I think our audience would want to know. And look, these gig apps are not all bad. but they're not all good. There's a lot of things to fix, and we're trying to fix it, but who knows where we get with that. But every driver should have a plan B, plan C, plan D, right? Because plan B may not work. So what were your plan Bs when you were hitting it hard and working, 6 days a week, bringing in 2,500 a week? What were your plan Bs?
Well, back then my plan B was just the writing, and coaching. Yeah. I wanted to be a coach. And during the pandemic, I became a coach, actually a successful coach. I was coaching other coaches on how to use Facebook to get clients. That was my business for about a year. Yeah. And I got to a point where people were paying me a lot of money to coach them. And I was frustrated because I couldn't make somebody successful. There's a certain something that they had to have within them to attract other people, right? Yeah. And I got very frustrated, and I actually felt bad about taking money from people when I couldn't do it. I just came to see coaching for the most part as not making an impact on people. Yeah. So that's when I switched gears and decided to do something that I could do 100% on my own skill, my own wits, my own abilities, and that was the day trading. Yeah. And it's been the hardest thing that I've undertaken. I got to say, I was just talking with you before the cameras came on that it's not easy. There are all these people on YouTube that are full of shit who are telling you, showing you how much money they're making, right? Yeah. But they don't show you how much money they've not made, right? And I guarantee you, because I've worked with people who are brilliant at this, everybody has red days, and lots of them. It's like a baseball hitter. If you hit 50%, you're crushing it. And anyway, so I've learned a lot about the industry, and but it's something that I like because I don't have to. I can do it from home. I can do it from Bangkok. I can do it from anywhere, and it's not going anywhere, and it's not dependent on whether the economy is going up or down. Right? I can go either way. Yeah. So I'm just preparing for the rest of my life. The third act, as they say, and this is the thing for me. Yeah. But during that time, I've helped people, do other plan Bs, right? We've done articles and videos about all kinds of opportunities that there are out there to do other things, right? Other kind of gigs, being a mobile notary, that was a big thing for a while. And my ex-wife, she's still doing that, and she's still making a lot of good money doing mobile notary. Yeah. So, whatever.
But you know what? But Jay, what you did during the pandemic, coaching other people, right? That's what that's what you're doing for the RideShare Guy. We're trying to coach people to be more efficient, to make math is math. Math is not going to lie. If we can make you, an extra 10% money, because you're out there 40 hours a week anyway, right? If you can make $2 an hour extra with something you learned from the RideShare Guy, that's like $100 a week, $400 a month, $5,000 a year, and you're doing exactly the same thing. So
you're absolutely correct. It's a different. Yeah. I mean, when someone pays you $10,000 to coach them for 2 months and they're expecting to, change, that's a whole different thing than throwing articles and YouTube videos out there and people, it's a different proposition, but you're absolutely right. The things that we put out there do help people, I believe, see ways to make more money. A lot of my articles about how to get value out of it other than the money, right? Yep. How to learn how to become a better listener, how to appreciate, the beautiful things you see, how to appreciate the conversations you have, how to learn from what all these people who are talking to you are saying, right? I mean, there's so many other benefits that we can get from driving other than just the money. And, absolutely. You guys really, on your show, really emphasize, the different ways you can behave as a driver to improve your per hour earnings.
Yeah, we're doing well, but now we need to talk a little bit about, I actually interviewed Harry yesterday for Behind the Wheel. So, and I asked him this, and he struggled a little bit with this, but I'm sure you're going to fly, right through it. Give me 3 things you like about the gig economy, and give me 3 things you hate about the gig economy.
Well, like not having a boss.
Okay.
I tried having a boss in my 20s, and I got fired twice from corporate America.
Okay.
And I realized, commission sales was where I needed to be.
Okay.
So with the gig economy, you don't really have a boss. I mean, we have Harry as a boss, but he's not really a boss. He's more of a cheerleader, right? So I like that. I do love the freedom and the flexibility, right? We could finish. I could say, "Whoo, I want to go out and do some driving," right?
Yep.
And go make $100.
Yep.
So I like that. I like that with many of the gigs that there are now, they're digital, and you can go. You and I can write these articles and make these videos from anywhere in the world, right? We have the knowledge in our heads, and we can share it. So those are all things that I really, really like.
Yeah.
What I don't like is, I really don't like with being a rideshare driver, being treated like an employee and not getting compensated like an employee. That's probably the biggest. I loved the gig in the beginning because, it was like, here are the rules, you're agreeing to the rules, and, this is how much you're going to get. And I agree to that. Right. But I didn't agree to, well, you're going to be able to change all the rules, and I don't really have any say in it. Yeah. So that I didn't like about the gig economy. Okay. But as far as anything else, I'm a big fan of it. I as an independent salesperson, which I was since the age of 30, I was kind of a gig employee. I mean, I had a boss, but I was an independent contractor. So it's always vibed with me, very well.
Well, now to end with, we have a few more minutes, and to end with, let's talk a little bit about your chapter 3. Okay. You said chapter 3. I mean, I know you're in Sacramento now, but I know you have plans. So
let me show you my shirt, just so everybody can see. This is my new shirt. That's Norm.
Norm. Yeah. Norm.
So for those of you who don't know, there are a few men in my life that have made a big impact on me. One is Norm MacDonald, just the way he is. Anthony Bourdain is another one. Yeah. Sam Harris is another one. These are some men in my life. But
okay, so let's
so we're talking about the third act, right? Yeah.
Well, first of all, are you going to keep driving? No, I don't know. Are you or no? No, you're done?
I don't think I'm done. No, I don't think I'm done. I think I'll just do. I'm thinking just like Saturday morning and Sunday morning, like from 4 until 9.
Okay.
And then have the rest of my day on the weekends.
Okay.
Just because I wake up that early anyway.
Yep.
And just going back on my memories of doing it, I used to love it. So I just haven't done it in a while. You know how you get that inertia.
Yeah.
So it's just doing it.
Yeah.
So I think I'll still drive some more. I'm here in America because my mom's here, and she has Alzheimer's, and I'm the caregiver. So so that has to get resolved. And then my third act is I'm out of country and I'm living someplace else, probably Thailand, and I'm working off my laptop, and and I'm doing my day trading and maybe writing. I still have some more book ideas. I've written 3 books, so I'd like to keep writing, and and that's it. And
so that's your third act, right? Retired on a beach in Thailand. That's
pretty simple life. Yeah, not even on a beach. Bangkok doesn't really have beaches.
None of this probably would be possible without you hitting it hard the first 4 or 5 years, 3-4 years minimum, right? You saved your money, you know your costs, you're a business person, and you're always adding tools to your toolbox, and improving the tools that you have. And these companies zigzag, you have to zigzag as well. And I think you have done an amazing job educating our audience, and in a way that you don't only.
Well, Sergio, you're really fucking me up here, because I'm not used to you saying nice things.
No, Jay, I don't kiss ass. I'm from New York. I don't kiss ass. But what I'm telling you is that I value your videos and articles, not because you're telling them how to make more money, but you talk quite a bit about spiritual things, emotional things, how to keep your balance, right? and
Yes.
balance is the key. And for all the complainers that we have on our channel, as you know, rideshare drivers, I think, are born to complain. You know, they make money, they complain. They don't make money, they complain. They just complain. Well, it's okay, but you present that balance.
It's never enough. Yeah.
Yep, you present that balance, and you've done it for years and years and years. And you know, I mean, I'm not going to miss you because I'm always going to be in touch with you. I'm going to be a pain in your ass as long as I live.
How old are you, Sergio?
I'm 56.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm 64. I didn't know. I thought you were more in my age bracket. But
no, I'm 56, and I'm going to be 57 in a few months, March. And time's flying. You know, this year flew by. I don't know when it went, but you know, look, we all have to have plans.
They go faster.
Yep. The older you get, time goes faster. But so here's Jay, RJ, my Jay, shit, you know, and at his late stage, he became a cherry picker because I watch all his videos, and he said, "Hey man, you have to be more picky now." I'm going like, "Yep, welcome to the CPU." So it's a big circle that we completed here. And you know what? I want to thank you for doing this, man. I really do. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, it was great. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. And whatever you do in life, much success, best of health. And
well, Sergio, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you asking me to do this. And I think it's awesome how big a part of this rideshare guy you've become. You become kind of the man. I may be an OG, but you know, you're showing up in articles and saving people millions of dollars, and you know, you got all kinds of greatest hits of your own. So well done, and and thank you for the opportunity to come on
Absolutely.
here
and you know what? Here's my
chat with you.
We're gonna do one of these when you're sitting on the beach in Thailand. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That might be. I'm definitely going to Thailand mid-March to mid-April, so I'll be gone for a month. So I might go to Krabi, and if I do, that would be the time to do it.
We're definitely going to do it. And you know, again, many thanks. Here's Jay. Here's our OG. Here's the man, the myth, the legend. And you know, all I can do is say thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Serge. Appreciate it.